Dark side, light this bitch up. Right side, light this bitch up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. Yes, sirski. Yes, sirski. What's going down, man? What is going on, people? Flight, why you look like you? I don't know if you look like Blade or Loke.
All right, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we should have put that on the list last week. Them Lokes used to be flying. I don't know if that was 90s. That might have been early 2000s.
It could. I mean, shit, it's still going crazy now. Honestly,
the Lokes is really crazy, man.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I left these at my partner house, my old college teammate. I went by and saw him and his wife and their kids this past weekend, and I left these shades, and I thought I just lost them. I thought they was gone. These my favorite pair of shades, and he pulled up and he gave them to me, bro. I almost cried. I was so excited. I got.
How long has it been since you had them?
Some months.
That's a true friend.
That's a true friend. He just kept.
That's a true friend. You leave something at my house that long, it's mine.
Hey,
you leave something at my house that long, it is now mine.
I respect it because it's probably the same way this way too.
You know, unless I can't fit it, then I give it back to you.
but best believe I tried.
Dang, these are 32 in the hips. God dang it, I can't wear these.
He must have got. I usually can. He must have got these from H&M.
Definitely hard. I wish I known how to put mine on. But welcome to the Don't Cancel Me podcast, episode 117. This is Petrie Perfect.
I'm Vino Flight.
And we are so thankful that you all have decided to join us tonight. We have an awesome show planned for y'all. As you've seen in the thumbnail, we have a WrestleMania recap. Wild weekend of WrestleMania. All the wrestling fans out there, we know we're not a wrestling show, but we got to talk about it. It was such a big night in Las Vegas, a big 3 night. Well, technically 4 nights in Las Vegas. 5 if you count Thursday night with the Hall of Fame and all that. So it was an epic 5 nights in Las Vegas. So we're definitely going to just talk about it here. We won't go into very, very deep detail. I know everybody's not a wrestling fan, but we definitely want to get some content out on there. Also, the news that broke worldwide yesterday, Shannon Sharpe.
Mm-hmm.
They coming after Unc now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it.
Yeah, real got something to say, y'all.
We're gonna address that later on.
You got something to say for sure.
Well, you said what?
I said you got something to say for sure.
Yes, because I'm getting sick and tired of this.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had these conversations before.
We have.
But now it's like it's we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But also we have and that's our main stuff for today. But we do got some other stuff planned for y'all as well. So hopefully y'all enjoy the show. Make sure that you don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. It's needed. It helps with the algorithm. Like this video, y'all. Share this if you can. Get on your social medias right now. Take a moment to just hit the little arrow button that be jumping that way. Hit the little arrow button. Hit share. Hit copy link. Put it to your Facebook. And then hit post, and then do the same thing on your Instagram, and then do the same thing on your Twitter and LinkedIn. Put it on your Indeed profile. Put it wherever you put it on your OnlyFans. Wherever you got a public profile, put this video on there so that people can see what you're watching. You have a good time. That's the thing I don't get, Flight. Y'all having a good time.
Uh-huh.
So why not share it? See, I heard TD Jakes one day say Christianity is just one beggar telling another beggar where to go get the food. So if you're getting the entertainment, why not tell someone else where you're getting the entertainment from so that they can get the entertainment as well? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm rolling. I mean, that's a message. That's a message, and I agree with it. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy. Help us out, man. We up and coming, man. We trying.
I feel like we've been a little plateau, and that's okay because the devil trying to make us give up. But I'm having too much fun to give up.
Not facts.
I don't care if I get 1 subscriber every 3 weeks. I'm having too much fun to give up. So devil, I'm telling you right now, you can go ahead and move out the way and let me go ahead and get these subscribers in because you slowing us down ain't gonna make me discouraged.
Come on now, you better talk to him. You better talk to him, brother. Today. Come on now, I'm rolling. I'm rolling with the word.
Come on now, roll with the word. Don't let the word roll with you.
Come on now. Well, I don't mind the word rolling with me.
I guess technically, when I said that, I was like, "Well, you." Really
that's what we want. We want to roll with the word, and we want the word to roll with us.
Of course, last show before I say I do on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Getting ready to leave for the Dominican Republic, y'all. So I believe, guys, we are looking to go live next week. If we can both get home at a decent time, we plan on being on the beach Tuesday morning.
Yep.
And being on here Tuesday evening. And that's going to be awesome if we can pull that off. I'm so excited.
It's going to be epic.
It's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be epic.
Changes, we will make a post so that everybody know. But I feel confident that we'll be able to have a show next week, Tuesday night at 7:30, and we'll go into our time together. Me and Flight also remember to also look for us on the Don't Cancel Me, probably the IG page. We're gonna go live on there sometime together when we get together. Flight gets in Saturday, so between Saturday and Tuesday, just watch out. We're gonna go live together as well. Any more church announcements, Flight, that I'm missing? What about you? What you got? Oh, make sure, as always, go and subscribe to Vino Flight's Instagrams and YouTubes and all that good stuff where he's posting good NBA content, NBA playoffs. So he has 2-3 videos popping out a day. Just go and support in that comments. Everybody's liking it up and commenting it up. So please make sure y'all go and continue to show him love on his Instagram and YouTube pages. So Flight, if you can't just put that in the chat so that way people can see it. So he's gonna put that in the chat, y'all, so that way y'all can go and support him as well. Let's get him to where he needs to get to his goals. Yeah, I found out some disturbing stuff on Sunday.
Oh yeah, what's up?
So I found out, I was at the my family, we was at the ranch, and we were just out there talking and stuff. And I was telling my uncle Robert, I say, man, I say, hey, y'all better not end up like Richardson Mortuary, because I gave y'all a huge shout out on the page last week. For those who don't know, Richardson Mortuary was the mortuary that's here in Houston that was mistreating bodies. There was no AC. The lady said there was gnats on her loved one when they went to go view him and all. It was a mess. Go check out last week's episode if you want to watch that. Actually, I clipped that segment, so if you want to go see that segment, go onto the YouTube page and you can watch that segment specifically. Leave a comment if you do. Come to find out, bro, I had family there
at Richardson Mortuary.
Yeah.
Well, when you say you had family
dead,
it's not funny. I don't like the way.
Now, what I forgot to get was it like in this part of the Richardson, or was it like that or at least they went through Richardson Mortuary?
I'm hoping that they went through and now they have been laid to rest properly and they are at peace. I hope it wasn't in that turmoil that happened at Richardson Mortuary.
I didn't get that part, because when they was telling me, then they said, "Oh, the crawfish ready," and then we just all forgot what we was talking about. But
yeah, everybody do.
That's ready. It's how it goes. They said we had some family at Richardson. I said, "Huh."
Damn.
Shut your mouth.
You stop that. You lie.
Yes, that's why I was like, y'all lying to me.
Oh man.
And I talked about it like a dog. Then I said, who over there? They said, man, that's Uncle Landry people. I said, what? Who is Uncle Landry? I said, who I said, who is that? They're like, you don't even know your own family. I said, I guess not. But the fact that we have family, there's enough for me to bring this up to Flight on the show. So yeah, well, I'll find out.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, So
what's the odds, bro?
That's what I said. What's the odds? But yeah, so apparently we have family. So that's all I wanted to update you on, bro.
So I mean, what do they know anybody that actually worked there too? Or it's just had people that went through there.
This is gonna be a unraveling story, because
so
I'm gonna get more.
We just gonna have updates constantly.
Yeah. We go. Okay. We this is something we gonna have to follow.
No, we got to, because now that's insane. I wasn't expecting you to say that. That's what you meant in pre-show when you said you had something that's gonna blow my mind. And that did. I was not expecting you to say that.
Yeah, and then they paired my Uncle Landry, but he's not really my uncle. He with my grandmother. I don't know. It's it's one of them family dynamics that I just don't have the time or the capacity in my mind to figure out right now.
I understand, brother. I understand.
But
I deal with that every day.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Hey,
Speaking of cheers, what are you sipping on?
Sunny D.
What the fuck is that?
Sunny D. Hold on, let it focus real quick. Sunny D vodka seltzer.
Sunny D got Cecil's, huh?
Hey, it's hidden too.
Well, I feel like a drunk. I'm on the Don Julio.
I mean, listen, if I had
bottle,
and that's my favorite. If Repo or Añejo, that's my two go-tos.
Gotcha.
I love the Repo is like that perfect in between. It's that perfect in between. It's amazing.
I didn't have no chasers. I thought I had some more Sprite, but I didn't, so I didn't have time to go to the store. So I'm just gonna be drinking responsibly.
Ain't nothing wrong with sipping a little tequila on the rocks, because at the same time when the ice melt, you still getting hydrated.
You know what? Let me pour a little bit more. Now that you said
Come
that,
on now, you still getting hydrated. You ain't got to. You just take your time, but as the ice melts, you still getting hydrated with every sip.
I like that. Let me
come on now.
Thank you, Flight. Let me pour a little bit more. Now that you said
Kids sipping on orange juice. Come on, man.
I can justify that to my doctor.
Come on, DB. You ain't messing with the Sunny D vodka seltzer, DB.
Oh, that's actually wild that they got that.
Mama, what's up?
What's up, everybody? I appreciate everybody for being here. We got 40 people that's watching right now. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. Flight, I saw something that we must talk about. Donald Trump. You know I love bringing up Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. My boy said that he giving out $5,000 for people to have babies.
That ain't enough.
Well, but it can be. It's going to be an encouragement for people to, to have them.
I'm going to tell you, as somebody who does not have a kid.
Okay.
I don't have a kid. I'm not saying that I don't want any. I'm just not in a rush. Obviously the time is ticking. I am 34. Time is ticking. But
so the $5,000 ain't gonna make you,
You tell me something that's gonna take care, like pay my debt, stuff that I gotta pay off. You giving me that amount? I'm rolling. I'll put one in Kate right now. I'll lead the show.
DB, that's what I was kind of.
Mine's too early.
Hey, DB.
Damn, DB.
It is. I know mommy said don't believe. It's not official, but it is something that they're looking at doing, and I think it's the encouragement they want to have more American babies, because the fertility rate is dropping in America. It's dropping at an alarming rate, so they're trying to give an incentive, I guess, in a sense, to have it. For somebody, because think about people having kids for free.
Yeah. He should have done this when I was a senior in high school. Crazy.
Now, that don't make no sense.
That's crazy, Jay.
That don't make no sense. But yeah, it's just something I saw that just to kind of, while we waiting on people to get into the chat.
It's definitely interesting. I think it's a reason behind it. I mean, why the fertility rate is going on, because of how politics. I know in Texas, mm-hmm. it's a difficult thing to come across. Like, you can't have an abortion out here. Like, it's apparently it's against the law. I don't know. I'm not educated on that, so obviously correct me if I'm wrong. But
for the most part, you're right.
For the most part, I just think it just puts women in a weird headspace, because complications happen all the time,
right? And
they'll value that baby's life over, God forbid, let it be Kate, my wife. And it puts people in a different headspace.
Well, I will say medically, they will choose the mother over the child, medically. Okay. And so that is one kind of like, what's the word? Myth buster thing. I can tell you that.
Okay, it's one. Okay.
Yeah. So if it came down to picking and choosing, they are going. If it's medically, they're going to choose the mother every time. But I don't think it's an abortion issue. I think it's a health, like health, foods.
Well, it goes back to that Mythbuster thing, though. Whether it's medical or not, it's something that was perceived as, if something happens to me, no matter what, they don't care about me, but they're gonna keep this baby. That's what I was understanding. But you said that's a myth if it's medically. But then again, that's every single thing, right? Like, anything that goes wrong would be considered medical, correct? Am I tripping about that?
It could be, but I guess what I'm saying is more like if it's a life-saving issue compared to more like, I just don't want the baby. You know what I mean?
And also on top of that,
most abortions happen because
they don't want it.
I don't. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. Let's have a conversation. Let me explain how this works.
When it comes to certain situations, right?
Right.
Like if you were knowingly doing the act without protection, and you didn't have the plan B, and now you go rolling with having the kid, and then all of a sudden it scared you, and you want to. That's something you got to discuss, right?
Right.
But I think what makes it even worse is that you saying that you can't get an abortion out here, but there's young ladies out here that's getting taken advantage of by these gross individuals, and having stuff against their will, to where they do get impregnated, and now this is something that they didn't ask for. And I think stuff like that puts a negative connotation of even having a kid, regardless. I mean, obviously situations are different. I'm just assuming.
Right, and having a kid, what you're saying is absolutely correct. I don't think it really correlates to the fertility rate, though. The fertility is more like
actually trying,
like the ability to have the child. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
so
got you.
That's why I said like the food,
got you.
Like the we got the hookah lounges, you got
you got brunches,
Popeyes,
you got brunches and everything.
They chicken tenders go on special every 3 days, you know, like stuff like like that.
You got like restaurants dropping 99-cent mimosas, all you can have. And then
right.
$10 brunch specials with all you can eat.
Don't leave Houston on a Sunday.
Yeah,
that kind of
that type of situation.
So that's what I
see
mean
what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So like with that number dropping, that's why they want to have more American babies, and so. It's just like I said, it ain't nothing official, but it was something that came out. So I didn't want to go, get all into that. But I just thought that was interesting. Like $5,000.
It is interesting, but let's take all of the politics out of it and just look at it for what it is. As for me, I ain't rolling. I need more. I need something to go pay the debt, bro. Because you gotta understand,
really quick, let's move on. What would you think is a good? Let's be realistic now. What would I'm just going? He's the president. I'm gonna say what would Donald Trump have to come out and say for you to be like, okay, hey, Kate. DR, we making it happen. What?
25K.
25. Oh, so you like shit? Never mind. We're gonna
listen, bro. I just need. Hey, listen,
like
bro.
25 per cheek. No, I'm sorry. That's spoiler
DB,
alert.
also on top of that, DB, the woman should choose to do what she wants with the baby. I agree with that 1,000, 1 billion, kajillion %. The fact that there's men trying to tell women what to do with their body is crazy. That's another story for another time, and I'm not educated on that enough to just go in depth. But a million, kajillion, trillion, infinity number % agree with you, DB. But yeah, back to that 25K. We ain't gonna stay on this long. I told you I gotta be able to pay off some debt. That's just the reality of the situation. He the one that's making the shit difficult for me, anyways. So 25K is what I need, brother. I'll reason with you. I'll reason with you. Give me 10. Double the 5. Give me 10. I'll take 10. We could be there.
Twins.
Twins? Nigga, 100K minimum. 100K minimum. Twins? 100K minimum.
Yeah, you gotta buy that double stroller.
Yeah, come on, bro. 100K minimum, bro. Because I'm gonna be in debt for sure. That 100K might break even with all of the stuff I have to buy if I had twins.
Yeah, you gotta buy 2 of everything.
Come on, man. 100K for sure, minimum. But I'll reason with you. Double that 5. 10K. DR make it happen. Shit, you give me that, you direct deposit that 10K immediately. I guarantee you, it's going down.
It's 5,000 and a tax credit.
Give me 10,000 in the tax credit.
Bet. I'm gonna negotiate how much it costs to have a baby.
All right.
I'll give you 5. Give me 10. Give you 7. Make it 850.
I give you 82.5. So
was having a full negotiation battle.
Yeah. Shit crazy, bro. Crazy, bro. It's crazy that we even talk about this, dog. Like, the fact that that's even a possibility is crazy to me. But it makes for good content. It makes for funny conversation, like we just said.
Definitely makes for a great conversation. I'm trying to see something. I'll make sure I wasn't missing anything. Oh yeah, one more quick thing. I thought something my spirit was telling me that Darrell, you screenshotted something else. But last thing before we get into our WrestleMania recap, I saw this and I wanted to have a conversation about this really quick. Just 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Google. Okay. Google is paying full-time salary to employees to stay home and do nothing. This strategy keeps top talent from working for their competition. I want to read it one more time. Google is paying full-time salaries to employees to stay home and do nothing.
Their employees or just employees in general?
I'm guessing that it's their employees. Well, hold on. This strategy keeps top talent from working for their competition. So I'm guessing they work for Google, and let's say, Microsoft, you make $250,000 at Google. Microsoft said, we'll pay you $300 to come work for us. Well, Google's like, nah, we'll just pay you $250 to stay at home.
That's great, but
So that way you don't go work for Microsoft.
Right. That's great in theory. And obviously, I mean, it's probably just something that's just out there and it's not necessarily true. We're just going to say allegedly this is what's happening, or does this come from a credible source?
This is credible.
Okay. So if Google is actually doing that, how
Yeah.
long do you think they're going to be able to sustain that?
Well, and then it gets to the question of who meets the requirements for you to do something like this.
I guarantee it's not going to be the 250K.
Talent?
Yeah, it ain't going to be the 250K that's going to be able to just stay home and do nothing.
It might be because it might be cheap because, well, let me see. So because if you have
it'll be a manager of that sort. It'll be a manager of, like, let's say it's one team, right? Let's take an example. Let's take IT, and we'll just say what I do. IT for end user analyst team or IT analyst. Let's just say that the manager, they'll probably say you stay at home and do nothing and make the people work.
Right.
Like
I agree with you on that.
So I can see that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if you take, like, let's say, like, all right, now there's 100 people, right? 100 different 100 different teams, and all the managers go and they all make $250K. Like, I don't see them actually letting 100 managers stay at home that make $250K.
But right? But that's why I think we got to remember the operative word here, or operative words: top talent. Sure. So you can have a bunch of managers, but if you got that one that's the cream of the crop,
well, then that means it's just going to be, at this point, it's just going to be leadership. It's all going to be ELT.
Not everybody fits that mold. So if you have, I guess that's why I was saying, what are the requirements? What do they consider top talent? Let's say you have a salesman. Let's say I have let's say I'm Dodge and I have a salesman that, let me see, I've never been a car salesman before. But you have, the industry.
I worked in production, but I know.
So let me ask you a question. What is a good, if a salesman had a great day, how many cars did he sell?
I worked at CarMax, so it ain't no haggling.
Okay.
So that's already different than any other dealership.
So
there's no haggling.
in your the little expertise you have, what would you say?
In a day?
Yeah.
I seen somebody sell like 4 or 5 in a day.
Okay, cool. So this might be a little extreme, but stay with me here. Stay with me now. Stay with me. If you have a guy that's selling 6 cars a day, he averaging 6 cars a day. And this is the Mercedes dealership.
Different.
He's averaging 6 cars a day.
He different.
He different, right? But you ain't gonna let him go work at Porsche down the street.
No,
so it'll be cheaper to pay him to stay home and do nothing than for him to go and compete for your rivals down the street.
Because in that sense, because if you do let him go and compete and you try to hire somebody and they're not bringing in what he bringing, you definitely losing money. So I definitely see that standpoint. I mean,
top talent. That's why I think it's like.
From our point of view, that shit's amazing. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, like, there's got to be. It's not going to be broad details. It's got to be very, very descriptive. And I'm pretty sure, like, if they saying something like that, they definitely map this out for months, maybe even years, to see how this is going, because they probably been losing people to the competitors, obviously. So they've been mapping this out for some time. Top talent would be that's all, like, how I look at it, that's all executive leadership, pretty much. And maybe they, like, right below. But I also work for a smaller company. Like, my company is not like Google size, right? It's still a privately owned company that I work for. So it's not like that big of a size. But how I'm looking at it is, if they said it for us and they said top talent, well, I know for a fact that's going to be all of leadership. You know, so that means still my manager. No, I wish my manager, his manager, they would still be working for sure, while everybody else is big chilling at home. So yeah, but also, you know, like, back to the topic at hand, man. I think Google is just I think that's dope. I mean, it's smart, and I'm pretty sure that they mapped that shit out correctly. And if they hiring and Google, if you somehow stumble across this, I do work in IT. I do have a lot of background in asset and mobile device management. Also have, you know, certifications in Tableau. A big data analyst guy. I like to provide visualizations for shareholders, you know. So if you hear this and you want to just shoot me an email, please feel free. My name's Devin White. We can get in that later. I'm sure they'll find it. Because we're
my turn.
popping on
I want to
YouTube.
put my application in.
Also, I want to. There was something else I was gonna say, but there's another buzzword, but I can't remember it right now. Go ahead, Real. Put your
I want to put my
application
application in. Google, if you need someone just to go around making your staff laugh,
in.
if they need coffee,
Mm-hmm.
if they need donuts,
Mm-hmm.
I can do a little human resourcing. But if you
I can do
need, if you want top talent, then I can do what you need me to do. When I read this story, I was thinking like, man, if I was a housekeeper, I'd be the god doggone best housekeeper there is.
Man.
Let me get your shoes, sir. Let me clean your toilet, sir. So you done with your trash bag? Let me go and get that, sir. Ooh, sir, you had a lot to eat today, sir. Oh, boy, I'll be the best housekeeper there was. Boy, I have a ring full of keys.
Facts. Facts.
I have a ring full. Just clink, clink, clink every time I'm walking down the hallway. What you need to get in the conference room, sir? Let me help you out, sir.
So you expert using Excel. All right, man. I dabbled in Excel more so like, well, no, we use Excel. We got Microsoft products. But I mean, listen, for Google, I use Google Sheets. Come on now. There ain't no Excel this way, Google. I'll use Google Sheets for sure.
Google, right now, we're using Chrome.
Come on now. That's all I use.
We on Chrome.
I use Chrome at work. They try to have me use Bing. I go straight to Google. Google
I don't even have an iPhone.
Huh?
I don't even have one of those things. Apple who?
Right, and where you think we post our content to? YouTube. Who's YouTube owned by?
They owned by Google? Well, shut your mouth and call me.
It's under the Google. It's under that huge Google umbrella.
I didn't know
the
that.
Alphabet.
Well, it makes sense. You created a Google account to make a YouTube. Yeah.
I ain't gonna go too. I ain't gonna go.
Okay,
well, yeah. I ain't gonna go that far. But yeah, for sure.
Doing all this flight, and they not gonna keep.
They not gonna. Not gonna see it.
They gonna be like, we expect you to be here early in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning on the dot. If you here 7 minutes late, then you late. Come on, get this tardy slip. Yeah, they not gonna cut you that kind of slack.
Non-cutting slack, bro.
But yeah, so shout out to Google. Shout out to Google.
Shout out to Google, man.
And shout out to those few select people who can stay at home and do nothing and create a good living for their kids while we're all out here working and struggling.
Blessed. I hope y'all consider yourself blessed.
Blessed, yes.
If you don't, you need to be slapped because that ain't nothing but a blessing.
Yes. Moving on, man. Now shout out to Las Vegas, Nevada this weekend for hosting WrestleMania. As you can see, I got my John Cena shirt and my John Cena hat on. I was able to buy me a little John. This is straight from the WWE shop, owned by Fanatics. I was so happy when I saw that because I had gift cards. And I was able to get me some good gear. Shout out to Ross. And Dub and In the Clutch, their YouTube channel. If you don't know, Ross and Clutch is a friend of the show. They have a YouTube channel called In the Clutch, 900, I believe, 56,000 subscribers or something like that. Ross's personal page is at 200,000, I believe, or 145, something I can't remember, but they doing very well for themselves. They hosted an event at Social Beer Garden, so shout out to the Social Beer Garden here in Midtown in Houston, Texas, for allowing them to do that. We had a good time. I wasn't able to make it Saturday due to some circumstances out of my control, but I was able to get out there Sunday, and I had a lot of fun. They had a good little crowd out there, so this is the second year that they was able to host this event, and we had a good time, man. We had a good time. We was out there being black though, because like we parked that there was just with nobody checking you or nothing. So that's why this bottle is open, because I brought this bottle and we put it in the trunk, and so after every match we just go to the car. Yep. It was for me. For everybody else, it was a Social Beer Garden. For me, it was a Social Tequila Garden.
Come on now. So
look, let me tell you how jicky I am. Jicky is a word I learned from one of my coworkers. She from the country, and so when somebody that drinking, they call them jicky.
Okay.
So this is how jicky I am. For the first time in my life, I used a flask.
That's the first time?
The first time. I always felt like I would be a drunk if I had a flask. So
you know what? It is a negative connotation with having a flask. I definitely agree with that.
Right, you should have saw me. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna bring my flask. So I put the liquor in the flask outside in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And so when I got in there, I ordered me a Sprite. And so here I am. And it was at this moment where I realized, is this who I want to be? I said, this is who I want to be.
Nah, bro.
As I
agree
proceed to
with
drink
you, bro.
all of it.
I agree with you, bro. You know, now that I think about it, bro, my sister-in-law for Christmas, she got me it was a dope ass, like, you know how Crown always have like some crazy packaging or like for different holidays. She got me one of these dope ass Crown, and then for me, it's sentimental. The first time one of the first times I ever had like a drink was with my grandpa, and it was a Crown. So it was sentimental for me. But this, it was like she really picked. She like, because it got a flask too, and I was like, hell yeah, that's dope. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, what you trying to say? Like, why did you pick this because it has a flask? Like, what you trying to say?
Because you jicky.
Yeah. So I had to start reevaluating my life and figuring out the same question you had to ask yourself. Is this really where I want to be in life?
Where I want to be in life?
Like,
I don't know about
it's funny you say that, because that's what I thought about.
I finished that whole
right now at this point in time, when I get this Sprite, I ain't got to worry about paying for the liquor. I got it already. Yeah, I'm definitely. This is where I'm at for sure.
This is it. And so they say that's a lot of money. Like
1,000%.
And so we didn't drink that much. I think we went to the car maybe 3 times maybe and took a shot, and that was it. Like we didn't really, we wasn't like out there getting towed up, but that's why I still have so much. I still got
in between matches too, bro. It's like you got like what? Let's say each match was like around 15, 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then we probably socializing about it after that. And then you go run out to the car real quick, take a shot. So you take it like, we'll say like 30, 35, 40 minutes between shots. Like,
and we was really going out there by every 2 matches.
Oh, yeah. So you definitely
but it still saved a lot of money. So
yeah, it definitely did.
Shout out to them for like I said, for hosting all of us. We had a good time there. Of course, they were live streaming. I think they had 1,000 people watching on Twitch. They had about a good 50 people that was out there. A guy came from Wisconsin. A guy came from New York. A guy came from Chicago. I know the Wisconsin guy, this is his second year coming down because he was there last year at the movie theater as well. Guy came from Mesquite. I think guy came from somewhere else in Texas. But
that's dope, man. Shout out to Ross and Dub, man.
Nah,
like, they built the community. You got people coming from Wisconsin for a second year to an event of yours, not even trying to go to WrestleMania. Like, I'm not gonna say they wasn't trying, because I'm sure tickets was crazy, but the fact that they was like, I'm gonna come and support you instead of watching WrestleMania and watching you from the comfort of their home, that says a lot, man. So I'll be following what they're doing, and I'll be checking their videos and whatnot. Follow them on IG and everything, man. They definitely doing big.
They definitely doing big things.
I mean, shit. I'm very, very, very happy for them. That shit was dope.
But yeah, facts. But let's get into what happened in the events that built up. I did not go Saturday, but I was able to be there Saturday, and that's the last thing I wanted to say. I'm going to give a personal shout out to my boy Ross, because I'm going to clip this and I'm going to tag him in it.
Yeah,
and I want to say, Ross.
Go ISO Cam.
Oh, thank you.
ISO.
Yeah, they call me ISO Rail. Ross, I just want to say I appreciate you for getting me back into wrestling. I feel like a kid again, and I love it here. This is it's amazing. The WWE is awesome, but watching your videos, supporting you, and coming last year, getting me back into it. I ain't been like super hard on it, but the last 3 months, I've been going hard on it. And wait, dang it, that sounded real.
Pause.
That was a pause moment. But Ross, you know what I'm talking about, and I appreciate you for getting me back into the WWE, because I'm here to stay. I ain't going nowhere. So July 21st, Raw comes to Houston. My goal is to be there.
July 21st?
Yeah.
That's the week of the birthday. Hold on. I might have to slide down to Houston and see what's up.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, but shout to I will say Ross played a part in it, and then Torn played a part of me getting back into wrestling a little bit. And then
Torn be on it too?
Man, what? Torn sent me all of the storylines I need to look at to be caught up for WrestleMania. And I mean, shit, when Raw happened, he was texting me 6, 7, 8 page texts on talking about, oh man, this is what happened, this is why it happened, this, and this. So between Ross Torn and then shout out Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague, former NBA player, Club 520. Jeff Teague is really big into wrestling. They was at WrestleMania.
I saw Michael Shea was there.
There was a bunch of
Shea
people
Jackson
out there.
was there. Vanessa Hudgens. I know she's a big.
What's his name? What's the tight end for the Niners?
Oh, George Kittle loves it. Yeah,
George Kittle. He was there.
He loves it.
Yeah,
but get into it, man. It was such an epic night, man. Of just well. It wasn't that epic of a night, but I'm gonna stay with night one real quick, and I ain't gonna go into details. Jay Horn, while you are here, I do want to know, how was Las Vegas this weekend? Right, put that in the chat. I want to know, like, what was the vibe in Vegas? Because I remember when we went to WrestleMania in New Orleans, I still tell people to this day that was probably the best live event I have ever went to in my life. And at that time, I hadn't probably watched wrestling in years, but an opportunity came up. I've always been a big fan. It's one of the major pivotal points in my childhood. You know what I mean? So I wanted, like, let me go check out WrestleMania. I've never been to a Raw, a SmackDown, or anything. I haven't even been to the wrestling in the flea market. I had never seen any
was
live
your first
wrestling
event. That's
WrestleMania.
lit.
And this was 2030, because they're on 41 right now. So that was WrestleMania 30. So about 11 years ago. But anyways, that was still one of the best events I've ever been to. But night one was kind of okay, you know. Of course, Jey Uso. I saw you seeing what I tweeted last night, man. This dude has so much aura, and it just, when he comes out, he cool, he swagged out.
That's my guy.
He got the yeet, and it just.
That's my guy, bro.
It's amazing, man. He's part of the bloodline with The Rock and all them. That whole family of yellow people with good hair. I told Charles, why all these Samoans? They all swole and got good hair.
Man, it's something in the water over there.
There's something in the water, but
something in the bloodline for sure. No pun intended.
Yeah, speaking of bloodline, yeah, he was able to dethrone his opponent, Gunther, is his name, and the aura, man. And I was telling Chaz this, I was like, Jey Uso has aura like Daniel Bryan did when the WrestleMania that we went to. See, I didn't know anything about Daniel Bryan, but what did Daniel Bryan do? He captured the audience the same way. He was an underdog the same way. And Daniel Bryan had this, yes. And we know we was just there. So let's just get it out from what I know. We was just there. We was at the top.
Yeah,
I think I couldn't see behind the Super Bowl 2009 Super Bowl banner that they had up there. That's how high up I was in the Superdome.
Right.
But you get an aerial view of the stadium, so to see people doing, yes, it was such a movement, just like you see people doing this. You know, it's an aura. And I know, similar to Daniel Bryan, he had an opportunity to win the World Heavyweight Championship. He's kind of more of a undercard guy. He wins the championship. I think Daniel was a little bit more impressive only because that night he had to fight Triple H in the beginning of the event. And then he had to go get in the triple threat. I forgot who it was against. But because he won against Triple H, he had to go fight at the end of the event. So it was this whole big old thing. But that's who Jey reminds me of. Just like this aura, just the way he's able to captivate the crowd, get people. I mean, his entrance, he comes out through the crowd.
Yeah, it lit, bro. And that was I was going through like the whole bloodline storyline, like looking at that story, trying to catch up and see how everything was. And like Jey Uso, and I first saw Jey Uso on Jeff Teague's podcast. So then that's when I started following him. I'm a fan of Jey Uso.
He was on Nightcap too. And when I saw him on Nightcap, that's when I first got to listen to him.
Yeah.
And listen to his story. Right. And to see what he was about, you know. So like you said, how you listen to him on Jeff Teague, I have to go find that interview. But the interview that he did on Nightcap was also incredible. I think that's the interview he did after he won the Royal Rumble. I think the Royal Rumble was on
Yeah.
Sunday. I think he was on Nightcap that Monday or
Yeah.
sometime that week. But anyways, so that was a top 5 match. Another top 5 match is that I enjoyed. I'm gonna just map in both nights right now. But the other top 5 match I enjoyed was I think her name was Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
That
That
was
was a good one
Saturday.
because they've
Yeah.
been beefed up, and that's Charlotte Flair's daughter. I think she's a
Ric Flair.
14-time, 13, I think I forgot, but she's a 14-time champion, I think it was. And so she's been dominating the game for a very long time. Like I said, just as me, this, and for those who are watching, I see we got a lot of people watching tonight. For those who just listen to me, I'm still getting into it, y'all. I'm still trying to catch up. I'm still trying to learn people. So excuse me if I say something wrong. If I say something wrong, matter of fact, correct me. If you're new to the show, one thing you're gonna learn is I don't mind being corrected. I ain't always right. I might sound confident, but I'm not always right. So please correct me if I'm wrong in anything that I say. But that build up was awesome. They was fighting all in random places, and they blurred the lines between real and fake. You didn't know what it's like. Sometimes it was scripted wrestling, and then sometimes like they were squabbling for real. So
Yeah.
that beef was interesting. Of course, I also enjoyed who was it on? Oh, the triple threat match between Bianca Belair, Ayiko, I can never say her name right. The women's
Yeah.
champion,
Guy.
and
Yeah.
and then Rhea Ripley. That was
Yeah.
an awesome match. And I was talking to Chad. I said, I think it's real cool. I was watching Naomi and Jade on Saturday night. And I said, when we was growing up, we didn't have black women like that
Wrestling.
to look
No.
at. No, we didn't have that.
At
You
all.
know what I mean? We
So,
had
Jade and Bianca was lit. We had China.
we had but China was white.
No, I just thought you women.
Oh,
like
you're
women
right.
wrestling.
I'm
We didn't
sorry.
have black. I don't remember seeing one
Her man
black
told me there was
women
one,
wrestling.
but I don't remember who it was.
I don't remember. I mean,
He said that she was kind of a big girl.
Booker T and Stevie Ray's sister,
I
or
don't
Booker
remember
T's
that.
sister or something. I think, bro.
But now you got.
I think
they
that, but I don't really remember her. But I don't really remember many women wrestlers outside of China.
Well, you had Trish Stratus. You had Lita.
Oh, Lita. I do remember Lita.
You remember
Lita
Trish? She was like the
vaguely.
GOAT.
Back then, I didn't really. I think because I was more of a fan of China and Lita. Because
Tori?
Lita used to run with the Hardy Boys, right?
Charmin. Tori Wilson is a throwback.
I don't remember that name at all.
Tori, Stephanie McMahon was heavily involved.
I don't consider her a wrestler.
You're right.
She was
Okay, we
just
can take her
around.
out.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Throw some on there. Lita, I remember. She used to run with the Hardy Boys too, right?
Lita, Trish. There was another one too. Yeah, Lita. Yeah, you're right. She's rolled up. But anyways, now that you have all these black women, Sable, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, I'm rolling.
But now you have so many black women, Naomi, Jade, and Bianca, and then you have all these different. You have the Asian, like I said, the women's champion is Ayoka. I'm saying her name wrong, but the women's brand in the WWE has really taken off. It really has taken off. And so shout out to all the women that's out there, the Rhea Ripleys, and you got the Tiffany Stratton. I know last night on Monday Night Raw they introduced the was it the NXT women's champion?
NXT women's champion last night. And then they had another shorty from that was holding the NXT champion that was coming out to fight. And then Rhea Ripley came in and boss hog.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad you watched your Raw last night.
Let's continue. Come on, man. I told you.
What was another? That's 3.
You talked about Naomi and Jade though. You said you watched.
I mentioned them, but they match was okay. But I did mention them.
I enjoyed watching Jade.
I'm gonna get to the top 2 of the weekend, the 2 main events. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna start with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. And Cody Rhodes and John Cena was such a for me it was an awesome build. It really shook the world when The Rock was trying to get John Cena's soul.
Yeah.
And then, so he was trying to get Cody Rhodes' soul. Cody Rhodes did not sell his soul to The Rock. Mm-hmm. John Cena was like, yeah, gave him a hug. This is at Elimination Chamber 6 weeks prior to WrestleMania. Gave him a hug, and then that's when John Cena proceeded to kick him in the nuts and then do his thing. And the famous picture of The Rock and John Cena standing on top or with their foot on top of Cody Rhodes, and that was the moment John Cena went heel. For those who don't know, I'm learning wrestling terms too. I never knew this as a term when I was younger. But for those who don't know, heel is someone who was good, and then they turn evil.
Mm-hmm.
And then babyface is someone that's a good person. So we gotta get the terms out the way. If we're gonna talk about the
because I'm back, bro.
So baby, like so for example, like we'll get there. But yeah, so that was the build up for that match. You know, I agree. I want to give credit to Ross. He's the one that I saw this, and I agree with him when I was watching his video on this. He said that something was missing from that build up, though, and he's right. It was The Rock.
Yep,
The
that's what I
Rock
was
was
looking
the
forward
missing
to.
point because he was involved in the story, but did not show up at all. I was so mad when I saw Travis Scott. Shout out to H-Town. I'm glad H-Town was at WrestleMania, but I was so mad because I just feel like he's so unnecessary.
I think Travis Scott only showed up just because like Cody Rhodes had to get his lick back. Because apparently Travis Scott actually connected.
Distract him in a sense, in
a sense, but also like I don't know. I don't know how true this is, but apparently like Travis Scott like really caught Cody. Like it wasn't no like fake one. Like he really caught him at Elimination Chamber. And so it was like it was like almost like he had to come back, get the distraction, but Cody Rhodes had to be able to get his lick back.
Yeah. And he did. He hit him with the crossroads, and
he did.
And it was awesome, and it was a cool moment, but it was so unnecessary. It was like, okay, for a lot of us that's watching, it's like, all right, cool, we got that out the way. Now where's The Rock?
Did you see what The Rock said on Pat McAfee?
I'm getting there.
Okay, cool.
And because I didn't at first, I saw it on the way home, but but we all was just waiting on The Rock. So it kind of fell flat only because like you build this particular story up, but then you didn't stick with it.
Right.
Using the same characters that you used to build it. So that's kind of where that fell a little short for me. And then, yeah, you're right. Then like you said, The Rock was on Pat McAfee. Shout out to Pat McAfee last night for doing what he did. But The Rock was on Pat McAfee show last night. I mean, earlier today, excuse me. And he basically saying how he was just there to get it started. And after that, he took his hands off of it.
Yeah.
I thought that's stupid. Like you're the Rock, you're the final boss. And I remember saying I like this character because he's like a super villain, and he's assembling these Avenger like teams and can manipulate different things. And just to say, oh, I'm gonna set it up and then that's it. I just thought that was kind of like okay, well. I guess. So I don't believe it. I might do a whole nother video when we get off here because I got this stuff on. I might just shoot another video after we get done with this. But
I wish Ross was in here. Like we could get one of those like
quick
guest appearances to you know what I'm saying. That would have been great. Go talk. Let's get to our wrestling analyst, Ross in the clutch. Ross.
I should have asked him when I saw him. But
yeah.
Then the main event that I thought was one of the best things of the night, and that was the Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. And that triple threat, that's what I was the most interested in because they did a great job building that up. The whole Paul Heyman, Owen, CM Punk a favor, then CM Punk cashed in his favor, but then Seth Rollins spared him. So now Paul Heyman owes Seth Rollins a favor, and everybody's betraying Roman. And even during the match, it got to the point, it was like, what is you going to do, Paul Heyman? What are you going to do? He had to choose between CM Punk. He had to choose between Roman Reigns. And he looked at that chair and he slid it to CM Punk, and Roman said, no, Paul, I'm your boy. Oh, Paul, I'm your boy. CM Punk went to go hit Roman Reigns and hit him with the low blow. Paul Heyman hit CM Punk with the low blow. I'm in my living room going crazy. I said, whoa, he's going to be with Roman. That's loyalty. Then he gives it, my tribal chief. Paul Heyman is so good. He is so good.
He really is. He's been doing this. He's been really good at what he does for years, bro.
Good.
For years, bro.
God,
he's really good, bro.
Then he gives the chair to Roman. Roman finally got the setup. Roman's going to hit Seth Rollins in the back like Seth Rollins did him to start the split from the Shield. And when he gets ready to hit him, Paul Heyman hits Roman Reigns in the nut. Flight, I'm on the floor. I'm going crazy in my living room. Man. I said, no! What are you doing? I was like, what? It was insane. And Seth didn't even need to make eye contact.
Yeah.
I know it's scripted. I don't care. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the stuff. Like when you were younger, you enjoyed the fights. Huh?
Side note, shout out to the writers.
Right. When you were younger, it was about the fights. As you get older, it's about the story.
Yeah. For
Like, we
sure.
know it's scripted. We understand that. Like, it's fun. It's entertaining, but it's the story behind it. Like, I saw a video of Rhea. I'm off subject a little bit, but Rhea was hugging Bianca backstage.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but
Yeah, I seen
Rhea
it.
walked up and she hugged him, and they saw the guy. They pointed to the guy that had the camera. He was up somewhere, and then they ran off. But like it's all part of
Yeah.
the game. But of course, then Seth Rollins, yes, was able to win the match, and he was able to side with Paul Heyman, and they carried over into Monday Night Raw, which I know I was so hyped when I saw Braun Breaker come out. He's becoming one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
And they formed this new alliance. So I mean, we ain't gonna go into all that, but just the WWE really put on an okay. Well, it was a good wrestle. I think adding both nights, I give it a solid 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, maybe. Because I would say that night one, the card was weak, the main event was amazing, and then on night two, the main card was amazing, but the main event fell short.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta count Monday Night Raw last night into it all because they really kind of saved the whole weekend with that Monday Night Raw last night. That was one of the best Raws I've ever seen. I cannot wait for SmackDown on Friday. But
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Since we just talked about Raw, how do you feel? Obviously, you discussed, and obviously we see what you're wearing, the whole John Cena get up. Obviously, John Cena is the undisputed champ now.
17-time world champion.
17-time record holder. How did you feel when he had his whole segment and then Randy Orton comes out of nowhere?
That's what I was going to bring up earlier when we were talking about babyface and heel. I'm glad you brought that up. So I'm going to answer your question by also getting back to that statement, that point I wanted to make. I felt like that's his next opponent. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't SmackDown or Raw. I don't know. I get confused with the shows, but one of them shows, Randy Orton was talking to Cody, and he was like, one day I'm going to come after that title. I also want to chase my personal record or whatever the case can be.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that John has the title, it made sense for Randy Orton to come out. And then that's an old rivalry as well.
Yes.
So also, John, I think he said last night that he started off with 36 dates and now we're down to 27.
27, yeah.
Yeah, so now that's going to be something that they're going to address. Let's give Randy and Cena one more time. You know what I mean? I think they'll probably fight at Backlash, which is on May 10th.
May 10th, so,
right? They'll probably do one more time, but I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was so funny how John Cena cuts right before he RKO'd him. I thought that, to me, that is so funny. But once again, I mean, he's a professional. He's so good at what he does. But yeah, shout out to Randy Orton, man. But that's so babyface and heel. See, John Cena was always the babyface, and Randy Orton was always the heel.
And now it's switched.
Randy Orton is now the babyface, and John Cena is the heel. It's hard for John Cena to be the heel because as you're talking to this crowd and everybody's saying, everybody's cheering, he's like, "You guys are idiots. We love you, Cena." it's like he's trying so hard. He's doing a good job, but you just love John Cena.
Oh shit, my bad. I glanced over because obviously, side note, obviously I'm NBA fan, NBA playoffs. I glanced over. We talking about WWE and the wrestling. We got like real life beef between Dame Lillard and Tyrese Halliburton. They just had to get split up. It's a close game, 5-point game. Indiana is up by 5 with 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Okay. Dame making his first appearance back after being out with a blood clot.
Okay,
it's a whole. We talk about storylines. There's a whole storyline there. So like they really plexed up. So
yeah,
I can't wait to do a reaction and watch that and give my 2 cents on Dame and Halliburton. But
he already put that in the chat, so go find it in the chat. So y'all
man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see this this new storyline. This new renewed rivalry between John Cena and Randy Orton. I saw Randy Orton come out and I was like, oh shit. Oh, okay.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. And they built up a lot of new storylines last night. I think with the women, like we talked about earlier. Seth Rollins and the alliance that was formed at the end. That's, of course, that's the one I'm most interested in because once again, I'm sitting here hollering when Roman Reigns, he get to that corner, he get the I was like, he about to take Paul. And then I say, whoa, it's always the camera angles. We're not there, so we can't see when somebody's
coming in the ring.
So when he speared him, I knew exactly. I said, I know. I still think the best moment of the night was Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee
Oh,
and the
man.
Gunther and the Michael Cole, that
Man.
was amazing. And they
Amazing.
sold that
They sold it for
1,000%.
sure. Because boy, Pat McAfee looked like he was dead.
Not fact.
Like
He sold it too walking back.
yeah.
Pat, get in the locker room, man. Shut up. Get in the locker room. It's over, Pat.
They showed a video of Michael Cole when he ripped the headphones off and he just closed his eyes. It just accepted his fate like he knew it was up. He knew it was raps. It was funny as hell when looking at his face. It was funny as hell. But shout out Pat McAfee though, man. He held it down. He had his back. He had his back.
He said he's at a King Mike world. He said I think I might like this podcast, man.
Hey,
we appreciate
you. We appreciate the love,
appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe, bro.
Please do. Please
we're gonna do a little bit more wrestling on here, but we don't do wrestling all the time.
Like we said, we don't know if you caught it earlier, but we both getting back into wrestling. Shout out to our boy Ross and shout out to In the Clutch. He played a big part for sure of leading us back into wrestling, like with the storylines and his videos, his uploads and everything. So yeah, we getting back into it. We enjoying the storylines. We back. We ain't going nowhere with it now. We locked in. So Michael Cole do be talking.
Michael Cole be talking.
That's one thing I've realized. He do be talking tough.
But in Michael Cole's defense, though, and you know, Michael
he can't seem like no hoe.
Well, yeah, but I kind of see how this was gonna play out because I was like, okay, Michael Cole, okay. I was like, what is about to happen? I was like, no way, Gunther is going. But when he snatched him off and then he pushed Pat McAfee and then put him in the choke, I like, here come Pat. But I thought it would be over then. I thought they would get split up.
Right,
and,
right.
Pat McAfee was gonna stand tall, I'm the football player. I was a punter, but I'm a football player.
Like, what's up?
Like that. But then when he got Pat McAfee, and then the Pat McAfee show jumped in.
Yeah.
The people of the Pat McAfee show jumped in. And I was like, bro, this is like some hood stuff.
They roll. Hey, shout out to his people
in a real way.
In a real way. Hey, shout out to his people though.
It was so entertaining. That was.
Bro.
I'm probably still gonna put Seth Rollins there, but that probably gonna put them neck to neck. They were both as entertaining as it could be last night. So I'm excited. Right. I'm excited to see where that story goes too. Because now is it a crash out Gunther? Is it like this is crash out season for him? Shout out to them.
Is he going? You think he gonna like do the whole crash out thing like Jay was doing? Because Jay was crashing out.
I don't know if he'll crash out like Jay because
Jay crashed out.
But Jay Uso crashed out in a hero way.
Right.
I can see Gunther crashing out in a villain way.
Yeah. He's
like
definitely the
announcers.
Now. Yeah.
That's what I mean by crash. But anyways, but shout out to WWE, man. Shout out to WrestleMania. Shout out to those who enjoyed that. I know that's not a big part of our audience, but it was such an amazing weekend.
It was.
Had to talk about it on the show, man. Just too much big stuff going on. So we still holding strong as we get ready to roll into our last topic of the night. But before we get there, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, man, as we get into our last story of the evening, man. Thank y'all for sticking it out with us tonight, man. We having a good time. I know y'all having a good time. Shout out to King Mike's World. We got a new commenter in the chat, man. So hopefully we can see more of you coming up. So if you're in the chat, y'all show that boy some love, man, and like and subscribe, post it somewhere so we can keep on going, man. Let's keep rolling into our last story of the evening. They are now coming after Unc.
Man.
They are now coming after Unc.
That's crazy.
I said, but before I give my thoughts, let's explain what's happening. On yesterday, it was reported that Shannon Sharpe was being sued by Jane Doe for $50 million for an alleged rape. I want to make sure I say this again. Shannon Sharpe, yesterday it came out that Shannon Sharpe was being sued for $50 million for an alleged rape. The woman stated that that he choked her and did this and did that and blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm blah blah blahing it because I saw who the lawyer was and I immediately lost credibility. So let's talk
Mhm.
about what's buzzing today. Tony Busby has come out now in another shakedown attempt to come after Uncle Shannon Sharpe.
I see what you did there, and
Thank
I
you.
had to take the shades off to let you know I greatly
Thank you.
appreciate
I
that.
appreciate that. Chad sent me this story yesterday, and I was like, "What?" My first reaction was, "What?" I love when
Right.
I got a good. I was like, because at first I was like, I didn't know what we was gonna talk about. I was like WrestleMania, okay, whatever, whatever happens. But I was like, oh, I instantly knew we're gonna talk about this tomorrow. Like,
Mhm.
I was like, I'm gonna do some research. So of course, yesterday it's all coming out little by little each day. But yesterday it was all about just the whole they were in a relationship. They got into an argument because she believed they was in a relationship,
Mhm.
or they might have been in a relationship. I don't know.
Right.
They could have been in a relationship, but according to her, they was in a relationship. And then when the Michelle thing came out, in January, was that I think January when the Michelle thing came out, apparently them two got into a big argument and stuff like that. And so Shannon has been dealing with this since February.
Okay.
He's been dealing with this since February. So of course, this don't hit nobody. This one don't really it don't really come out from nowhere. This is normally something that's been building up, and then it comes out and hits the public. Nobody really gets caught off guard. That's what I was trying to say. No one
Mhm.
really gets caught off guard by this kind of stuff. But anyways, apparently, he raped her in the booty. And Flight, this ain't funny. You better not laugh. This is a serious matter. So apparently he raped her in the booty, and he said she's like he was bigger and he started to become a little aggressive and he was what was I want to know what I want to read exactly. I'm not gonna shortchange her. I'm not gonna shortchange this young lady. You know what? Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Yep, here we go. Here we go. I was about to say I forgot I pulled up some of this. I'll talk about it at the end though. Here we go. We're gonna go to the New York Times. All right, here we go, folks. Stay along with your boy as I read. Flight, can you still see me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. A Nevada woman is suing Hall of Fame tight end media personality Shannon Sharpe for more than $50 million, alleging he raped and threatened her during a 2-year relationship. The lawsuit, filed Sunday in a Las Vegas district court by attorney Busby, seeks damages for pain and suffering, psychological and emotional distress, mental anguish, embarrassment, and humiliation. You know what? I'm gonna wait. Sharpe 56 denied the allegations Tuesday in a video statement on X, calling the lawsuit a shakedown and pledging to defend himself. I will play that in just a little bit for those who want to hear that. The woman identified in the complaint as Jane Doe alleges Sharpe first approached her while she was working out at a Los Angeles gym in January of 2023. She did not know who Sharpe was at the time, but the lawsuit said the pair soon began a consensual but deeply manipulative relationship. Over the next 2 years, the suit said, Sharpe became increasingly controlling, physically abusive, choking and hitting Doe on multiple occasions. Sharpe allegedly threatened to kill Doe numerous times for resisting his sexual advances and accusing him of infidelity. According to the lawsuit, Sharpe raped Doe twice in October 2024 and again in January 2025. It also accuses Sharpe of repeatedly recording the two having sex without Doe's knowledge or consent. Busby released a brief audio clip to several media outlets Tuesday in which Sharpe allegedly said he will choke Doe if she accuses him of manipulating her. In a conference call later that day, Sharpe's attorney Lanny Davis said the audio was edited in a warped and distorted way. Davis and Sharpe offered Doe at least $10 million to settle the case before she filed the lawsuit, but she declined. Sharpe, a 3-time Pro Bowl champion who retired in 2003, appears on ESPN First Take every Monday and Tuesday and hosts the podcast club Shay Shay and operates a wider podcast network he said is worth tens of millions of dollars. Last paragraph, Doe's lawsuit also refers to a separate suit Sharpe faces in New York in that 2023. Michelle Evans, who said she was in a relationship with Sharpe for roughly a decade, accused him of intentionally infliction of emotional distress and defamation, among other things. The suit includes allegation that Sharpe sexually assaulted Evans during an argument in 2010. We'll leave it there. So
I heard the audio of the phone conversation.
yeah,
You can clearly tell because it's like after he said, "I would choke you," it just sounds like it's just like muted and like and clipped up. Like it just, you could tell right after that, it just goes silent. And it's just silence for the last 15, 20 seconds. Like it's just, it seems edited. Like that just seems like they trying to finesse something. And then the whole embarrassing thing. How are you embarrassed? Nobody knew who you was.
Yeah.
I think King Mike said embarrassment. No one knew who she was. Like, what? Who were you? Everybody knew who Michelle was. You mad? You just mad because you wasn't the one getting digged down. Apparently, that's why this is coming out. Nobody knew who you was. Now, like, once again, allegedly, like if this is true, which I don't think it is, but if it's true, then I'll apologize when that comes out. But you gotta stop. You gotta stop, man. Gotta stop. You just embarrassing yourself. If you lose, if and when you lose, like that's bad. That's a bad look. It's terrible. Like I just don't. Is Tony? When is Tony Busby gonna stop? How many L's he gonna take? Like why? What is the purpose of this? How many? What number is this for him? Like going after the high profile people? It's got to be like 4 or 5.
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna give my honest and true thoughts on this. I really have not talked about this. I kind of listened to what people were saying. I haven't, because I want to first start off by saying that you don't know what happened behind closed doors.
True. Very true.
So I want to start by saying that. I'm gonna start by giving myself a little wiggle room if I need to back out of here one day. But I feel confident that I won't have to. If you know anything about Shannon Sharpe, it ain't even because he's on TV. It's about even in real life. I only know about you, Flight, what you tell me. I know you to be a real brother. You support, you show up, you show love. Showing love is free. That's what you preach. That's how you move. So I'm gonna give Shannon Sharpe that same respect. How he talks on Nightcap and stuff like that, I know he would not put his family in a position to where they have to answer for things that he did. He was already embarrassed about the sex tape that came out. Why? He said he was really embarrassed because he's a very private person. So one, I know that this is very hard for him because of how public, once again, his sex life is. All right. So now let's address some things. I agree with you, King Mike. That's the first thing I thought when I was reading it. Embarrassment. I mean, I understand being self-embarrassed because you put up with it, but you're making yourself embarrassed. Well, it's okay because you really can't be that embarrassed because why? Your name is Jane Doe, but we're gonna get to that in a little bit. If you'd put your real name on it, then we might have something to talk about. Second, I agree with what you said too, Flight, that it seemed like this is just how they talk to each other. So let's look at a couple text messages. Oh, I'm going to not look at, but let's say a couple text messages. Because see, Shannon comes out and announces a couple and releases a couple text messages between the two to show that it was consensual. Text messages that said, only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. I want to put my tongue in your booty hole and then marry you. This is her texting him, y'all. This is her texting him. That's my daddy. F, I want you to put a big black baby in me. This is when I knew she wasn't black. Because ain't no black woman going to say, put that big black baby in me.
Why you can't just say baby? Like, what the fuck?
Why I got to be a big black baby?
Why you can't just say baby? Like, I saw that shit and I was like, what the?
You better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. And then, I know you missed this big juicy booty. $25,000 for each cheek.
When I saw that, I was like, all that shit got to go out the window. Like,
David said Sharpe and the accuser had consensual sex until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she allegedly asked for $25,000 per cheek. The Jane Doe allegedly texted Sharpe a photo of a woman tied up in a compromising position and wrote on March 5th, 2023, "Tie me up like this and F me," with Sharpe replying, "If I knew how to, I would." She then allegedly wrote back, "It's okay. I have handcuffs. We can stick to those for now." The two allegedly exchanged kinky messages again on January 31st, 2024, when the accuser wrote, that just got my coochie wet. Tie me up and do bad things to me," to which Sharpe then wrote, "Cuff up." Jane Doe allegedly wrote, "You still have my handcuffs? I want some like hardcore BDSM. I don't know what that means. Action though. And feeling kind of freaky lately." She additionally wrote, "I want to be abused, daddy. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you effing me. I've always wanted a big black." Wait, hold on. Sharpe wrote on February 29th, 2024, that the women's desire for a baby is a kink for her, which led the accuser to allegedly reply, "You're the one has a breeding kink, and I mean I only want a baby if it's from your, I think I'd be a good mom. I've always wanted a black baby." She ain't black. In a series of alleged messages on December 26, 2024, she demanded a formal apology and continued to ask for one before Sharpe wrote at one point, "I've already apologized. Stop playing childish games." Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of it with the messages, but yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just flipped back over to the channel, y'all. King might say I didn't hear this part. Yeah. You reading these is crazy. I'm just reading what's been reported, and this is YahooSports.com, Yahoo Sports News, and okay. Let me get to the serious part. Then I'm gonna get to the funny part. I feel like, and ladies in the chat, I think Casey, the only one I know I see right here, but Casey, let me know if you think, or any other ladies that's in chat, anybody that's watching, let me know what you think about this. But I don't know about you, but I feel like if someone is out there raping you, you would want them to go to jail. That's how I feel. I feel like if there's somebody that's out there seriously raping you, you don't know who else that they're doing this to. Wouldn't you not want to put them in jail? And so, to me, when you come out, you say you want $50 million. Man, for $50 million, God dog and rape me. $50 million. If that's what it gets you. Bron, get in the chair. $50 million.
nah, bro. Nah, that's I can't
$50 million.
I can't hear nothing you saying right now, bro. That you said, hold on, let me put these headphones back in. You said some crazy things on here. That might be number one.
Man, I didn't know
might
rape is
be
paying out
number
$50 million.
one.
If
It's
somebody raped you,
crazy.
you want them to go to jail.
She wanted 50.
That's a lot of money. Bro,
now,
that is an insane amount of money.
I understand the reason why you say it's just a crazy fucking statement. It's crazy.
I know what you know. I'm making a picture.
Yes, the fact that that's what I'm saying. You want people to be miserable for the rest of their life if they did something that absurd to you, that ruins your psyche, that ruins your mental, that just ruins you. You want them to feel miserable. You want them to rot the rest of their life. Not her. She was like, it's all be good with $50 million. What?
Flight. I want to let you in on a little secret. You can do both. You can criminally charge him and civilly charge him. You can do both. Would you not want to protect other women who's going through the same exact thing? I don't know. I just thought it was some kind of women empowerment bullcrap. That's what I was told. And this is why I'm getting to the part on why this is a shakedown. $50 million is an insane amount of money for someone that you was in a relationship with and that you is already talking freaky to. That's another thing I got from all this. Shannon Sharpe a freak.
That's my Michelle. You see all of that. You see all of the Rose Sparks and stuff. He be like,
I get it, and I know he's talked about a lot of stuff. You know, one of my favorite stories is that he was hitting it from the back. The girl farted, and she said, "Excuse me." He said, "Don't worry, mama. I normally make him shit."
Yeah.
You know, so
he wild boy.
Rose Sparks is definitely gonna drop him after this, no matter the outcome, because now we don't want to hear. Get hard in 15 minutes. You know, we want to hear with Shannon Sharpe at nightcap. We don't want to hear that no more.
Will it? Because if they making a lot of money from him promoting it, not just him either, people under his podcast brand, like i.e. Club 520. If they making a lot of money and they get past this and it proven that Shannon Sharpe is innocent, are they going to drop him if he's bringing in a whole bunch of money for that company? If there's been an uptick in sales of Rose Sparks?
I don't think. Right. Well, well, I don't know because it's a sexual thing. See, the sex tape was different because that's what the Rose Sparks. The Rose Sparks is made for good consensual sex. If you want to get hard in 15 minutes and stay hard for 36 hours, then you want Rose Sparks. But for something like this, it can be a little sensitive for Rose Sparks. It could be bad PR for Rose Sparks. It could be. They might just wait. Let's see how this goes. Excuse me. It's going to blow over. This is going to blow over. But we're going to talk about it since it's hot. But to be able to, this is the problem I don't like about this stuff, is that with social media, and Tony Busby knows this, once it gets out, it's out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it getting out does enough damage that the damage that you already needed to do. Tony Busby tried to go after Jay-Z saying they raped this 13-year-old girl who who somehow was able to leave her parents' house in one city and drive 5 hours to be at a Diddy after party. Apparently got picked up, told her daddy, and that made sense to people. Well, I told you, gotta watch out for them Carters. They be out. That is, come on, y'all. We gotta have common
Yeah, bro.
sense. We gotta have more common sense.
Doesn't
And
make
I
sense.
understand if you don't know people, and I guess if you don't follow them and you just see Shannon Sharpe, you just see a little episode, like you don't understand. If you listen to Shannon Sharpe speak about the things that he does every day, the way I know Chaz brought up to me that I remember him saying one day that he don't even like being in the same elevator as women.
Yeah.
But let me tell you where Shannon Sharpe messed up.
Okay.
I'm not going to just ignore the biggest mistake that he made.
Okay.
Shannon Sharpe always says that I love younger women.
Mhm.
And they say, how young, Unc? He says, well, I'm gonna take my age, divide it in half, and add 7 years.
Mm.
That's what he say. Divide your age in half and
Mhm.
then add 7 years.
Mhm.
And you good. According to Unc.
Mhm.
You good. Apparently, this girl was 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
So now it gets me going to like, okay, like, you know, like, where is this going to, like, where is this going to go? Like, is this going to be like what can this young lady do at 19, 20 years old? You know what I'm saying? Besides her looking at her, there's no way you can force me to believe he thought he was in a relationship with this woman. Now, I believe she thought they was in a relationship.
She definitely thought that.
But you cannot sit here and tell me that Unc really thought that he was. I don't see. I don't know. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. But
I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about how I almost thought I got caught up. I thought I was gonna be Shannon Sharpe one day.
Oh, okay.
Buckle up, folks. This is gonna be a good one. I'm gonna tell I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I'm getting married. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna try to leave out a lot of the unnecessary details. So I was in college. No, I wasn't a student. I was just at the college because I failed out already. I'm there. I'm there. Met a person on some site. I don't know what it was. And the reason why I'm telling the story because how quickly things can change, how quickly things can escalate, and how people can really set you up, and how if I was famous, how it would have probably went the wrong way. So I met someone. I hang out with them. Actually, they invite him to the house. Nothing happened. We just hung out, watched TV. Oh, cool. What's your favorite color? All right, cool. Yeah, my favorite color is orange. What's yours? My favorite color is green. Bull crap. So everything went cool. The shorty went home, whatever. A couple days later, the person invited me over. When I was there, I knew it was one of them conversations that was pre-had, so I knew when I got there, I knew what time it was. I was scared because I had never experienced it. Like this person was crazy. Like they was slapping me, they was punching me, and I was trying to be in it, but I was a little I was a little like it was weird to me, but us men, we don't care. I'm here. It's whatever. Well, I remember getting ready to switch, and I remember the young lady started coughing. Flight, I'm in character. So what I do is I literally grabbed her because you're rough with me. So when I grabbed her, she literally punched me in the jaw. I said, what you hit me for? Well, you didn't see me over here coughing and I'm about to die? And then Flight, she did the worst thing that I could ever see. You just don't care. I said, oh, heck no. I said, oh, and no lie. This is the reason why I'm telling this story for this point right here. No lie, bro. I thought the cops were going to show up at my door for like 2 weeks straight. I seriously, bro, I was so scared because I was like, bro, what? I kept saying, what if this person goes and tell them I did something and she's crying and she was not black?
Bro.
So to me, when I see stories like this, because this story, like out of all the stories that I've ever heard, this is the one that this girl started crying, flight, boo-hooing, funeral crying. I mean, on cue. You saw me choking, and you just all you can think about is yourself. And
Bro.
me, I'm so stupid. I'm like, well, I just thought that. Well, I didn't know what I didn't know what to say.
You was already in a state of something that you've never experienced. So everything took you by.
I don't want to ever experience that again. Thank God. This is what I'm saying. I am glad I am not in the streets no more.
Man, what?
I am so happy that I have to not worry about anything like that ever again. But but like I said, and I knew that would be funny, but a lot of that story is because stuff like this happens, bro. If that girl would have went and told them police I did something to her,
it would have been OV.
It would have been over. What could I have said?
There's nothing you can say.
Because now when you're in your feelings, now the truth gets extorted.
Exactly.
Extorted. What's the word I want?
Contorted? Distorted?
Whatever. You know, extorted, contorted, reported. Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5.
but this is a Shannon Sharpe story. Funny, but but I like to say, and that night, bro. I swear to God, this is me. What did I say last week? This is when I come on the show. This is my therapy.
Mm-hmm.
This is my therapy. Talking to you, talking to the audience, getting in the chat. This is my therapy, and that really scared me, bro.
Right. Nah.
Like, because I'm like, I really like maybe I'm exaggerating. It wasn't too, but like for like literally the next couple of days, bro. I'm like, you know, I hear like, oh, they're going down the street. They not.
Yeah.
What was that R1? Time for
the time is now.
I love it. But but it was just like I said, it's just one of them things, bro, where I was just like, dang, bro, like how it could have went. I'm thank God that it didn't go that way, but it always taught everything. I feel like teaches a lesson, and that night taught me a particular lesson that I needed to know moving forward. You know, like you can't. You know, a lot younger. You know, when I went there, I was a lot older. You know, and the young mindset is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I say with Shannon, like that was your first mistake. You know, like messing with these young girls don't owe you no loyalty, bro. So like they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like to them it's just. They see opportunity. Somebody she didn't know who he was.
Right. Like, come on, man.
Come on now. But that's where I kind of feel. I just feel like it's a shakedown. Man, Unc is he gonna be all right. I think he's gonna be all right. I wanted to play this real quick. This is his message that he posted today. He posted this message in response to everything that was happening. There you go. Here we go. Wait, where we at? Let me put us at the bottom. There we go. Okay, the spacebar don't work. Okay, here we go. Okay, spacebar don't work.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by also known as on OnlyFans. Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks. Speak to you directly.
Muted.
But King Mike said, "Why it sound like a commercial?" It definitely does. But it's one of them things too. Listen to him talk. See what they beeped out. I didn't listen to this clip, y'all. I'm sorry. I heard it when he actually posted. So I didn't know that they beeped it out. But what he did was he dropped her name.
Yeah,
you can't hide no more, baby. You
Nah,
can't hide behind Jane Doe no more. So this is who she is. Let me see if I can see what she.
I seen a picture.
You did?
Yeah,
I'm looking it up.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but she blah.
I'm sure.
Need.
I'm sure. It's normally the middies.
It's always the middies.
But anyways, so yeah, I just saw it too. But yeah, he outed her. So there is no more hide behind this Jane Doe. And I'm so glad he did that. Because if you want to fight this in the public, well then let's fight in the public then.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what you want to do, don't throw me out there in the public and then hide behind a Jane Doe.
Right.
If you, I that's the one thing about this I will say. When I was listening to this, I said, I'm glad you did this. And I'm glad you're going to stand your ground. Because I was listening to the Breakfast Club because they were talking about how they met up and they offered it. Shannon Sharpe offered, his team offered some money and they declined it and whatever. But then Lauren LaRosa, she said they came back from commercial. She said that she just got the phone with Shannon's people, and they said that that's not what happened. Is that they met up, they talked, they tried to give them amount, and Shannon and them saw what was happening and declined.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they was like, well, we're gonna go public. Then of course you're gonna put public heat on people because I think King Mike said it. He'll never live this down, but he'll be okay. But the fact that he can't live it down is the sad part.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, DB says she 1920, no BBL or anything. Unk out of line, whatever she said, he did it.
Oh, I believe so. I believe he choked her. I believe he put it in her butt. I believe all that, but I don't believe it was in a rape format.
Yeah, it was consensual.
I believe it was consensual, and they talk dirty like that to each other. And that's in these texts. They can be easily switched to make it feel like there was a rape. No, I agree. He definitely did this stuff. He actually said it. He said like this is what like. He said that they're going to show a mess. They're going to show a 30-second clip. He said, no, play the whole 10-minute video. Because I saw somebody on Twitter said, man, I don't know why you release these text messages. This don't look good on you. And I'm reading the comments. Somebody said, well, he's not trying to look good. He's trying to defend his name.
Yeah.
Like who cares how he looks? I said, him showing these messages makes him look better than a rapist.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know
if the worst case scenario just shows that he's one freaky.
I'm freaky.
He freaky.
Ocho. Yeah, boy, I tore it up, boy. I tore it up, Ocho. Yeah, he freaky, but nonetheless, you know, I do think he'll get over it, but this is definitely a shakedown attempt, and I don't think this is going to be. I don't think it's going to go far. I think it's going to end on deaf ears like it did with Jay-Z. Because Shannon, if I know anything about Shannon, he has a big platform. He's going to fight this. He's going to fight this publicly. And this video alone, the video that I just played for each and every one of y'all today, that lets me know that Unk is going to fight this to the end. Outing that girl, call her out. Don't just talk. Call her out. Sometimes people in your life need to be called out.
Right.
You cannot hide behind he said, she said. You can't hide behind text message, or you can't hide behind, oh, I heard. Call people out.
Right. Got to.
You gotta call people out.
Got to.
Bring them to the forefront. Let's see what you got to say now. All right, you want to drop the 30-second video? Well, let me drop this 10-minute video then. I don't care how it makes me look. I don't care if the whole world see my pee-pee. I don't care. But what you're gonna see is her saying, "Oh, put the big black baby in me. Oh, I want your gorilla baby." Like that's you're gonna see it all. Anyways. Anyways, I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I doubt it. We're usually not wrong in these situations. And free Tory Lanes. Anyway. Anyways, last thing, really quick. I just want to make this real quick. For those who don't know, Pope Francis passed away Sunday, Mondays. You the Catholic when he died.
I just found out today. It's not funny, bro. Come on, man. You gonna bring this up and start laughing, bro. Come on. It's not funny. You can't bring that up and start laughing, bro.
If my pastor
come on,
died,
man.
I would know when.
If your pastor of your church, this is somebody that live in Italy.
Thank you, King Mike.
This is a known figure across the world.
Like, I'm disappointed you. Don't worry about it. King Mike told me. I'm disappointed you, Catholic. He told me.
I would know. I would know. You just didn't make no sense. The Pope is the highest. It's like the president of Catholicism. Like, bro, what?
Hey, man, I thought you would know these things. I thought they would send out an email or something. Anyway.
All right. See, now you're getting out of pocket. All right. Wrap this up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Okay. I just want to say. So, for those who don't know, the Pope passed away on Easter Sunday, which is actually quite insane. The day that Jesus rose, he went down. But this is a big process of the Pope selection process. And all jokes aside, the Pope selection process is such a big deal. For those who get to witness it, kids, if you have kids that are of age that can understand, especially if you're Catholic, all jokes aside, if you're Catholic and you have kids and this is something that is important to you, the Pope, the selecting of a Pope is something that many people don't get to see that much in their lifetimes. I think this would be our second or third. Well, this would be the second Pope selection that as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Or as a sound mind. I don't know if this will be our third one in our lifetime, but this is our second Pope selection that I can at least recall, because the one that just died, I still remember when he got selected, and it was such a big deal, you know. But for those who don't know, the selecting of a Pope, like I said, is a historic actual thing, and they actually have already started the selection of the Pope, and it's so cool how they do it, because they all meet, all the cardinals meet inside the 16th chapel, and they're all in there, and they don't leave until a new Pope has been selected. This process takes days. It can take days. And the way that you know a Pope was selected is that the black smoke that's coming off the roof of the chapel, it will then turn white when a Pope has been selected. So, like, there's like literally news cameras that's only focused on that. Do you know any of this flight, or am I teaching you something about Catholic that you?
No, I've known about that.
I'm just messing with you, but
I mean, listen, you might stumble across something that I didn't know, because things have changed.
I knew you knew, but this is for those who. I just wanted to throw this little nugget just to teach somebody a little something if they didn't know how this works. But it's actually a really cool process. So when the smoke goes from black to white, that means a new Pope has been selected. All these people are coming in, and they get a sheet of paper, and they're writing their picks. I think they pick amongst their cardinal group, and I think the only rule is you cannot vote for yourself. And so the winner, the person who wins, gets 2/3 of the vote. They vote up to 4 times a day for 4 days. If a Pope has not been selected in 4 days, they will then reset and have prayer. I think the 5th day will be a day of prayer, and then they will start the process again and they would just repeat, wash, rinse, and repeat until a pope has been selected. Once the smoke goes from black to white, about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, 30, whatever, however long it takes, the new pope's gonna come out, says, "Hello, everyone, I'm the pope." And then
Just like that.
And now he starts his reign as pope. So until he dies, and then we do this all over again. So with us, at the age that we are, we probably will see one or two more pope selections in our lifetime. So if you have kids and just teach them about the pope, or if you even have your little ones, little cousins, it's a really cool process, especially for Christianity. I do agree with you, Mike. King Mike said, it's that strange to me. How do humans pick the representative for God? That's because the Cardinals don't think they're human. They think they're we're humans. Mike, me and you, we're humans. Flight, we're humans. And then you got like pastor, like youth pastors, they next. So like youth pastors are like a step above human. And then you got pastors, them like the ones that be like in the church, you know. Then you got bishops, you know, then bishops go, and then you got priest. I think I'm gonna give priest above bishops, and then you get up to the cardinals and the pope and all that good stuff. So rest in peace to Pope Francis. Died on Easter Sunday. But it's a cool process though for anybody that might be interested in that stuff. So shout out to the Vatican, shout out to Rome, shout out to the Catholics,
out to the Vatican, shout out to Rome,
shout out to the Catholics. They get to pick their new leader. Yeah, it's a cool process, guys. So if you ever get a chance to see this process, just turn on the news. They're gonna all be looking at it because the whole world is waiting to see now who's gonna be the new pope. The pope runs hand in hand with the president, with the president of China, with all the pope. He's not political, but he is, because he rolls with all of them. But he's supposed to be higher than them because he's of God. And I don't know. I'd like me and Flight talk about, they lose too many times in Exorcist movies for me to get behind them. So, yeah.
And there's also a bunch of other stuff.
There's a bunch of we're not even. You're not even going right, there, but like I said, take all that out of it. It's a cool process. Yeah. I just wanted to share that on the podcast today. If you get a chance to check that out, for those who might not know, I might have taught somebody something. So,
indeed,
he's out to vote for JD Vance to be the Pope. JD Vance is wild. But anyways, man, we appreciate everybody, man. We had a good turnout today, man. Shout out to King Mike's World for being new. Also, we had another new I think it's RI3. Shout out to RI3 also, man, for dropping a comment. We good. We love to see new people, y'all. We don't get to see new people often in the chat, so hopefully you all can share this with somebody to help us grow our base, man. I know you say you do the same thing, King Mike. So just please comment or something. Let me know what your stuff is so that I can so that we can support your channel and what you got going on, man. I get married on Sunday, so me and Flight will be back on Tuesday. Then we're gonna take a little couple weeks off just to get ourselves together. But we've been going hard, man. We've been going hard since the start of the year. So just to give a little 2-3 week break, a 3-4 week break, excuse me, and then we're gonna come back even harder after that. But I also got movies. I got a movie channel coming. I got a movie show coming out on here and a sports show coming out that's gonna debut in the fall. So we got a lot of stuff cooking up on the Don't Cancel Me channel. So we just appreciate all y'all for tuning in with us today, and also our normal audience, our normal family members. We appreciate y'all for being here with us as always. We're always gonna show y'all love. So just thank everybody for coming out. Your boy Peachy Perfect, man.
Vino Flight.
I'll
Yep.
Hold on, Flight. I was about to say something. I was gonna say your boy Peachy Perfect. You know, your boy. When y'all see me again, your boy gonna be married.
What you gonna call yourself something different?
No, I'm still gonna call myself Peachy Perfect. I might put the, like Ohio State, I might put the Peachy Perfect in front of
that. hey, you might be on to something with that. Hold on.
But no, man, I'm excited, y'all. This is gonna be a fun time, a fun weekend. People ask me all the time, "Are you nervous?" I say, "Why am I nervous?" When you're marrying the girl of your dreams, why would you be nervous? I mean, I'm gonna be around family and friends, and we're gonna be out the country. It's supposed to. I told Chaz this other day, I said, there is nothing that can happen on this trip that's gonna make me have an attitude. that's gonna make me be upset. I don't care what happens. We ain't got no food. All right, go find some tacos.
We on a it's about 15 restaurants on that moment.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no music. Plug up a speaker.
Somebody get their phone out.
We ain't got no camera. Pull your phones out. Let's, bro. I'm not tripping on nothing, man. I'm just ready to have a good time with family, friends, marrying the girl of my dreams. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be back y'all on Tuesday. I'm gonna tell y'all all about it, man. So
facts. It's gonna be a good time, man.
Signing out. This your boy Peachy Perfect.
I'm Vino Flight,
and we will see y'all next week, man. Peace.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I got a family to feed, so I can't be lazy. I gotta smoke a little weed, so I don't go crazy. See, they been hating on the G, but that can't faze me, nigga. Can't let nobody fuck with me. That's how they